Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of Modded Minecraft. Right, so last time we managed to get our refined storage system set up so we can now access absolutely everything we own that's either in these drives or in these storage drawers. So that's great, everything is nice and easy to get a hold of, but what we need to do now to take this up a notch is to get into auto crafting. Now, you may think this is a way of auto-crafting because you've got everything just there and you're clicking it straight into this, but that's not what auto-crafting is. Okay, so to explain what auto-crafting is, I'm going to start with an example. So, what I want to do today is go and find some diamonds because I only have 68 left and I am going to get through tons of these with making some of the stuff that we need for refined storage and for Mekanism, so I'm definitely going to need a lot more diamonds. So to do that, what I'm going to do is take my digital miner around in the world and place it down and just ask it to get diamonds. But to do that, I need power. So what I'm going to do is craft the energy cube from Mekanism, but I don't want to craft the basic one because this only holds 1.6 million FE. I want to go for the big boy, which is the ultimate energy cube. And the recipe for this, a little bit crazy, and what it does, it uses the previous tier. So, and then that one uses the previous tier, and then this one uses the basic one. So what we'd have to do is, if we didn't have auto crafting, we'd have to craft this one, then use that to craft this one, then use that, etc. You get the idea. What auto crafting allows us to do is to set up a pattern for every single recipe. So for example, the energy tablet, we could set up a pattern for that so the system knows how to craft it. One for each of the energy cubes. And then what we can do is click on the one we want, and then the system will know how to craft everything that goes into this. So it'll craft these automatically, it'll craft the elite energy cube automatically, and everything below it, so it can craft that and get us back to the one that we want. So this is very, very powerful, and if you've played modded Minecraft before, you'll know that some of the recipes can get absolutely crazy. I mean, that is a very, very basic example. There is some things that is going to be way crazier. So what we need to do, first off, we need to craft some of the patterns from refined storage. So it's just like this. So it's the quartz enriched iron, redstone and glass. So we should be able to do that. We can do 40. Right, so that's all of our quartz enriched iron gone. So 40 should definitely do us for now. We then need a pattern grid. So yeah, this is fairly simple. We need to make a grid again. I don't think we've got any of those. Actually, let's go back, see if we have. No, we haven't got a grid, but we've got the processor, so that's alright. So we'll just craft up the grid. So we do need a few little bits from here. So I think first thing, we need to get some of these processors, don't we? So I think we're completely out of silicon. So yeah, need to grab some quartz, and that's all I've got. May need a trip to the nether very soon, but let's just try with what we've got so far. So let's pull that in the smelter and get a little bit. Alright, let's just, while that's cooking, let's get everything else crafted. Right, so I've got a bit of a problem here. I turned all of my quartz into silicon, but now I need some to craft this destruction quartz. I'll put this stuff away. I need to make a little trip to the nether. I shall be right back. Right, so I've been back to nether. Got some quartz, so now I should be able to do this. And I should be able to get a grid. Right, there we go. So, pattern grid. That's the next one. Okay, so that's that. Right, so if we put that in here, that will connect. Don't need to connect it to the cable. As long as it's touching one of the other machines, it'll be part of the same system. So this pattern grid looks exactly the same as the crafting grid, almost, apart from this little bit down here. So what we need to do is put our patterns into there. So let's grab the patterns out of here and put them in there. And then now what we can do, when we pull up a recipe and put it into here, it will then write it away to this pattern. So let's do something really simple from vanilla, because this will also be very handy. So I want to do the pattern for a chest, but we don't have any wood, I don't think, at the minute. So we, at first, what we need to do is do the pattern for the wood. So I think we'll use Acacia, because I'll probably be using oak for building, so we'll go with Acacia and put that in there. So that now tells me that I can craft 4 acacia planks from 1 log. So I can't take these out of here, but what I can do is click this create button, and that creates a pattern for 4 acacia planks. So that's brilliant, that's what we need. So how do we use this pattern? Right, so what we need is a, what's it called? It's called a crafter. We need a crafter. So let's get one of these. And no, can't do any of that. Right, quartz enriched iron. We don't have a lot of quartz, so let's be very sparing with this. No, we need a few, do we? Alright. 2 more. And then we should be able to do that now. Machine casing. We need to do all of these as well. Oh, let's do the advanced processor first. Take 2 of those. I also upgraded this smelter to a smelting factory as well, so it now has 3 slots, and this auto sort is set to 1. So when I put them in, it'll spread it out across. If there was more than that, it'll spread it out across 3, so it now goes 3 times faster, which is great. And so if we just put these in here, what do we need now? Right, so we need the construction core again, and the destruction core. Now we should have everything. So yeah, there we go. That is crafter. So these, I don't want to put them here because I'm going to need a few of these. I'll probably put them on a different floor eventually. But for now, I think if we put it there, is that part of it? Yeah. Right. So what we can do is put out these slots here is where you put your patterns. You can't put anything else in there, only patterns. So now the system should know how to craft acacia planks all by itself. Isn't that clever? So if we go to, actually let's go to planks. If we take everything out of there, you now have it again, but it says craft. So what we can do, we can click on that, and it asks us how many we want. So we click, actually I'm not going to do this, because there's something a bit more advanced that we can do with this. Right, so what we can do now is set up the recipe for a chest. So let's do that. No, I don't want that. I want acacia, do I? Right, let's do this the old-fashioned way. Right, so there we go. Got the pattern for the chest, and we click create in there, and then we now have that pattern. So if we put this in the crafter, we now know how to make acacia planks and chests. So in here, if we click, right, take the chest out, we have the pattern for a chest there. Now this doesn't have enough planks in here to make a chest, but what it can do, it knows how to make planks. So if I say I want 10 chests and click start, it's going to say it's going to craft 80 planks from 20 logs, and then it can craft 10 chests. So if we just click on start, those will start coming in very, very quickly. So I know we could do this ourselves faster, but this is a very, very basic vanilla example. So once the recipes get really, really crazy, and they can be like using lots of different items and lots of different crafts within each craft, hopefully that illustrates what we're trying to do. Next thing, we're going to need a few of these crafters, but once we get to that stage and we have different recipes in different crafters, it's quite hard to manage just by clicking on each one. But luckily, there is an interface in Refined Storage that lets us look into all of them. It's called the Crafter Manager. So let's try and craft that one. Probably won't have anything for this. Right, so we need the machine casing again. Lots more quartz enriched iron, so just do 3 of those. One of those. We are going to set patterns up for all of these as well, so this is definitely going to be easier in the future. Need a couple more of those as well. Let's cook these up. And now, can we do that? No. Oh, we actually need 2 crafters for this as well. Oh god, that's a hell of a recipe, isn't it? And then finally, we need another one of these. Right, so should be able to do 2 of these crafters? No. Oh, that's right, yeah, because I crafted up that for the crafter manager. Oh, I think I'm going to need to go to the nether again. This isn't good, is it? Alright, you know what? I'm going to scrap this for now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get this energy cube sorted. So I'm going to set up the patterns for the energy cube, and then we'll craft up the top tier energy cube, and we're going to take the miner to the nether, and then we're going to get a load of quartz that way. So let's do that. Right, so energy cube. No, I don't want to do it in there. I want to do it in here. Alright, so I'll do that. Let's do the sub crafts as well, so we'll have one for that. We also need the steel casing. This is going to be so easy to do once we get this done. And then from there, I think that's everything we need for the basic one. So then we can go up to the advanced. We've already got those and that. So not yet. So now I think we just need to do the elite and then the ultimate. So we may not have everything we need for this, but what auto crafting will do, it'll tell us what we haven't got. So if we just put all these into here, hopefully there's enough space. Right, okay, so now we're going to try and craft the ultimate energy cube. Now this would take quite a long time for me to do this one by one, but if I just say I want one of these, And what this is doing is telling me that I've got everything I need to do this. So this is everything that it's going to use. It's going to craft all the subcrafts and then finally come up with this one. So if I just click start on there, it shouldn't take too long. And there we go. Quickly as that, there's our ultimate energy cube. So what I'm going to do is go charge this up, and I'll grab my digital miner as well. There we go. I'll shove those in there. Don't need those. All those. Right. So if I just stick this on here somewhere, this should start charging up. Right, this is going to take quite a while because this holds a lot of power. So I'll wait for this and we'll get across to the nether. Right, so I've made my way into the nether and I've dug out this little room just so it's nice and safe. And I've set down my digital miner and my brand new ultimate energy cube, which is fully charged. So if I go into here, click in the config. What's that? That's coal. I don't want coal. Let's get rid of that. I'll set up a new filter. I'll put tag. I'll put quartz. Right, so I've got the filter in for quartz, and what's the radius is right, minimum, actually we can do that to 1 to 8, can't we? That should do it. So I want this to be on silk touch, because then I can use it in my enrichment chamber, so this is going to use a lot more power. Whoa, that went quite quickly. Oh, that's probably not injecting into that. Let's try that. That's output, there we go. Right, so that's getting power now. And we've got quartz ore coming in, so we can put this into the enrichment chamber, and we should get 2. I think it's 2 for each of those. Let's check that while we're waiting for this to run. No, we get 6. So if we put quartz ore into an enrichment chamber, we will get 6 nether quartz from it. So that's brilliant. So I'm just going to let this run for a bit, and I'll get back and get on with some auto crafting again. Right, so I've come back to check on this, and all the power's gone. But as you can see, it's done pretty well. This whole thing was full. And it didn't take that long at all, so I'm going to take all this back now, get it processed through the enrichment chamber, and we should have plenty of quartz for what we need for now. Grab these as well, and we'll get back. Right, so we're back at the base with a crazy amount of nether quartz ore. So what we're going to do now, we're going to put it through the enrichment chamber, but obviously doing it 1 stack at a time is going to take absolutely ages. So I've crafted up these tier installers, and what this does is upgrades it to the next level of factory. So if I'll show you the recipe for this actually, because it's pretty simple. It's just a basic control circuit and then some very basic vanilla stuff. So that's not a problem. So if we put that in there, that now has 3 slots. And then I've also crafted the next tier up as well. So if we just look at the recipe for this, that's just pretty much the same. As you expect with Mekanism, it just gets slightly more expensive each time. So if we do that one as well, I think is that 5 slots? Yeah. And then should we have a look at doing the next one as well? I don't think we have all this, but let's go with that for now. So we'll put this on auto sort and stick a lot of that in there, and that'll turn all that into 6 nether quartz. Now I think I do need a way of auto exporting this, because this is going to get really crazy really fast. So I could just put a chest up here, couldn't I? Or tell you what, let's be clever about this. Let's import this directly into here. So what we want is an importer. Do we have this? Right, we can do that. And do we have the cable as well? Got a little bit of cable. Hopefully that's enough. So all we need to do is stick this importer on the top of here, I think. Make sure that this is auto ejecting to the top. So side config, top, output, eject on. And then if we go through here, can I get up there? And then all we need to do is connect these cables into this, and I think that should work. So let's just do this on there as well. Hopefully I've got enough. I don't think I have. No, need to craft a couple more of those. Okay. Quartz enriched iron. Oh, come on. That's what I'm working on. Right, so I'll stick the quartz in here. I should be able to do the quartz enriched iron now. Where is it? There we go. Let's just do a bit. Actually, it's going to do a bit. We're not going to worry about quartz anymore. Let's stick a lot of that in there. And then the cable. Got one. Let's have some of that. Okay, right. Got plenty of this now. So let's go there again. Done there. Right. So I heard the machine running then. So that sounds like it's actually working. So if we go look at our quartz over here, that should automatically be going up. Yeah, that is exactly what I wanted to see. So ideally I would have a way of exporting to this as well. But for now, we'll just leave it like that. That's pretty good. It's simple, isn't it? Why don't I just put an exporter on... I can put it on the back. Let's put it on the back. Right. I'm getting excited now. Right, exporter. There we go. Let's have one of those. And I'll need to put all of this in here. Barring one, I think. Okay, so... because we need to tell it what we want it to export. So if we just put that on the back, we'll say we want it to export quartz. And if we connect the cable up like that, is that doing it? Yeah, we'll might need some speed upgrades in it, but I think that is actually going up. Can't tell if that's working or not. Right, so back, need that on input. No, is that doing it now? Yep, they're all going up. So that is completely automated now. So if I just cover this up, that is completely automated. So what we should see, if you look at the quartz, we should see this going down. Yeah, so 1 to 8, that's 1 to 83, and then these are going up. So that's brilliant. So that is going to automatically turn all of my quartz into quartz. Brilliant. So that's great. This is the power of modded Minecraft. I absolutely love this. Alright, so now we should be able to craft up a few more things. Okay, so I've taken the time to add in a second crafter, and I've created patterns for all of the basic recipes in refined storage. So I've got the quartz enriched iron, the machine casing, and then everything that we need for the processors. Also got all 3 processors and the processor binding in there as well. And the next thing I wanted to do was to get the speed upgrades. So I've added in the basic upgrade, the speed upgrade, and part of the speed upgrade is sugar. So it's a nice and simple one. I could just do that manually, but why do that when I've got this system to do it for me? So what I've done with those speed upgrades, I've put those, if you go back here, into... No, I haven't. I put them into the importer because this was taking an age to take everything out, and the machine was actually waiting for things to be taken out before it would actually start the process. So I put those in there, and that took everything out really quickly. And as you'll see, all of the quartz ore has gone now. So we now have 10,000 quartz, which from a couple of minutes ago, that is a bit of a difference. So now I've got 2 of these. It's probably easier to see that once you've got a few more, it's going to be difficult to keep track of everything. So let's get back to this crafter manager, because that's what we were doing before we had that quartz situation. So that's not the one I want. Crafter manager. I don't think I've got anything I need for this yet. So we may need to do. Let's use our patterns. Let's do this. So let's get 10 of these. Why not? Yeah. And I also have the pattern in for the quartz enriched iron as well. So if this does run out, it would craft anymore. But we're good for now. So let's get that going. And what's the next thing? We actually need a couple of the crafters as well, don't we? So have we got anything for this? No, of course we haven't. Okay, so we'll do the processors, but it is just the raw one, and this is the one that we need to cook. So let's have 10 of those. So that's 10 diamonds gone. Yeah, so this is going to craft all of this. It's going to craft up the processor bindings, and then it's going to give me 10 of the raw processors, and then we can just cook those. Right, so there's our 10. So all we need to do now is just cook these in the smelting factory, and there we are. Now, the thing I'm going to do, after I've got this crafter manager set up, I'm going to automate this process as well. Because these crafters, they don't just craft, but they are also an interface for any machine that you've got. So I can have one of these pointing at the smelting factory, and I can set up a pattern to say that one of those raw processors turns into one of these, and then the machine will know that if I want one of these, it has to craft the raw one, and then cook it, and then I'll get it instantly. So you can literally automate everything with these. It's absolutely brilliant. So we'll put those in there, and we need the crafters, don't we? So what have we got? Not you. Crafter. That's what I want. Right. So let's do this. I need 2. And 2 of these. Should be alright for quartz. And 2 crafters. Okay, I'll put those in there. Crafter manager. There we go. There's the crafter manager. Excellent. So we'll put this one, where should we put it? That's the patterns, but we're going to have the, yeah, let's put it up here. This will make sense in a second. Right, so the crafter manager, this, now I can see all of my crafters. So any of these crafters that I've got connected to the system, and they can be anywhere in the world as long as that chunk is loaded and they are connected to either a cable or part of this, another part of the system, I'll be able to see all of them in here. And I can also interact with this as well. I can take the patterns in and out. It's not just a visual thing. I can actually control everything from here, so I'll never have to look at these crafters again if I don't want to. So they could be put somewhere else. So excellent. This is a great step. Now, the next thing I want to do is the crafting monitor, I think it's called. So have we got what we need for this? No, we haven't. No, patterns. I have got some more. Let's take that. Let's just steal one of those. Put that into there. What else was it we needed? The improved processor. Right, we can do that. Let's get 2 of those. We'll take those and cook them up. Okay, and now we should be able to do, what's it called? The crafting monitor. There we go. Alright, so we're going to put this one just above here. Oh, not like that. There we go, like that. Right, so this may look familiar. This looks like the screen that comes up when you start a craft, and that's basically what it is. But this will tell you what you've got currently crafting. If you start up a recipe, and it's quite big, if you don't have this machine, you won't know what's going on. So if you just click on this interface, this will tell you exactly where it is, and once it's on the subcrafts, it'll say that that's done, and you can see exactly at what stage it's at. Right, so while we're at it, I think what we're going to do now is get a couple more crafters, and I want to set up this auto smelting. So let's, can we do this? Right, bit more crafting. And I need some more of the processors. This is going to be so much easier once I get this next bit done. Right, let's have 10 of those. I do need to get a slime farm up and running soon as well. I don't have an easy way of getting slime at the moment, so that is going to be a priority. Right, let's cook these up. So let's have 1 more construction core, and we'll do 4 of the destruction core. Oh, no. 2, 3, 4. Okay. And crafters should be, I think I should have both now. Have I got any of the... I've got 4. So yeah, I should be able, I can do 2 crafters. That's alright. Okay, so we'll put one of those in here, so we can put some more patterns in. And I'm going to use the other one for auto smelting. Now, I was going to set up another one downstairs, but I think I should be able to use this one. Yeah, so if, I'm just thinking, because if I'm not using it for auto crafting, I can just use it manually. That's alright, isn't it? So we're going to put this one pointing down, and you can see on the side, if I don't want to take this out, no, I will take it out, but basically this is pointing down, so this grey edge is the front one. So that, if I look in my crafter manager, I should see that now. It says it's basic smelting factory. So any patterns that I have for things that need cooking, I can just put straight into here. So let's do a pattern for that then. Right, so we do need both of them for this pattern. So let's have a look at, I've got the processor. Yeah, so we do have, let's just craft one of these, so we've got it. And then what we're going to do is say this is a processing pattern. So if we put that one in there, and then that one in, no, I don't want 5. Don't do that. Right, let's try that again. I'll put one there, and the raw one in there. So what we're saying is that this raw one with this pattern will turn into the basic processor. So if we click create on there, and then we'll put this into the smelting factory, we should now be able to craft the processor. So what I'm going to do here, because I already have them in here, what I could do is take them out of the system, and then it'd come up as craft. But what I can also do is hold down Control and Shift and left click, and then it'll also let me craft them as well. So if I click 10 and then click start, I haven't gone for silicone yet, but we can do that. We do need to do that anyway, so that's not a problem. Let's go back into our pattern grid. What we want to do here, if we get rid of that, I will put quartz, and I've got silicone as well, haven't I think, oh no, there isn't one. Right. This is such a messing about when you don't have the stuff, but that's what's so great about the auto crafting. It takes all of this away. So I've got 1 silicone now. I can put that in there, and I can take 1 quartz, and put that in there. So now it knows it can take 1 quartz into 1 silicon. So let's take that. No, what am I doing? I've got my manager. Let's put it into there. Put that into the smelting factory, craft it. And if we go into here and search for the processor, Control, Shift, left click, and I can say 10. And now it's saying, again, it doesn't have enough silicon, but it knows how to craft it now. So it's going to do everything and then automatically cook it, and I don't have to mess about doing anything myself. So we should start seeing those come through here soon. No, we won't. This won't work yet because I actually need to set up this machine to input from the top, and I will also need to eject it from the back as well and put an import on there. So let's just do this bit first. So I've changed that to, where we go? Input, right, so that should be doing the quartz now. Yeah, so I also need, is it an importer? This is going to confuse me because this is the other way around, isn't it? Yeah, so it's right, okay. So I need an importer. Right, so let's craft up an importer. Just like that. And then we'll put it on the back here. We should be alright for cables. So we've put our importer there, and then we also need to set this machine to eject to the back. I'll put on the back and also eject. So it hasn't got anything in the mix. I did need to cancel the craft. But if we try that again, so let's go processor, on Control Shift, click, and do 10 of those. It's going to do the same again. Still needs to craft the silicon. So yeah, let's do that. Now we should start seeing those come through now. So if we look in here, yeah, it's cooking those, and those are automatically coming into here. And that is now done. So that's it. That's also crafting. Bit of a process to set it up, but I hope you can see that this makes everything else from now on so much easier. You obviously need to make sure you've got all the patterns in for everything you're going to need, and make sure you have the resources available. But even if you don't, this thing will tell you exactly what you need. So that is absolutely brilliant. I love this thing. This has gone very, very well. Okay, so just to finish off, I'm going to sort my dam situation out. So again, same deal. I'm going to set up the digital miner, make sure that's getting power from the side, and then we just need to change this so it's not, actually I'll leave that one in there because I'm probably going to go back to the nether again. So I'll just set up a new filter for diamonds, not diamonds, diamond. Save on there, and that doesn't need to be that high now, does it? Let's do what height's diamonds? Let's go 18 just to be safe. Tick that, go back, and we want silk touch on, don't we, so we can process them properly. And yeah, right, so let's do that, and there we go. We've got the diamonds coming through. So I'm going to leave this running and probably move it about a bit so I can get a few more diamonds. But for now, I'm going to have to leave it there. But we've made some very good progress in this episode. Got the auto crafting up and running. So next time, I think I'm going to get started on industrial foregoing, because we haven't touched that mod at all yet. It's been all about mechanism and then refined storage. So we're definitely going to have a look at that next time. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.